While some colleges have been struggling with admissions during COVID, OSU Cascade says it's thriving. The pandemic's made many people rethink their college plans and change the traditional process of checking out potential schools. 2020's incoming freshman class at OSU Cascades was about 180 students, up 4% from last year. The director of admissions says it's thanks to their robust virtual options. One of the biggest features is guided virtual tours given by current students.
You know, a lot of times students just want to know what the student experience is like. So it's an opportunity during those live tours to ask the student, what is student life like? What is it like to be a student? And that's more valuable than anything an admission counselor will say. I mean, that student to student connection is so important.
Other campuses have not fared as well. According to numbers from the Higher Education Commission, COCC is down about 1,000 students this year. The University of Oregon is down 815 students, while Eastern, Western, Southern, and Portland State universities fell slightly. OSU, however, is up 585, while Oregon Tech rose slightly as well. We're looking at a cool down this week. That's what Katie Zuniga says leads to snow. She joins us now. The first look at your local alert weather. Katie?
Lee, we have had some fair days through the weekend and into the start of this week. Today and tomorrow, our temperatures are just right around average, if not a degree or two cooler. But that should change for us. We should begin to see a view from this camera like we had last week in the days leading up to the end of the week, where we could not see anything off of this camera. This is the clearest view we've seen all the way down to the base and the mountains out across. Another view that has been different for us up until this end of last week was out our Pilot Butte camera looking, or Aubrey Butte camera looking at Pilot Butte, I should say. Still have a little amount of snow on there. With what is possibly in store for us later this week, we may see more snow on that butte before we get to the next weekend. Winds, those have been rather strong for us through the weekend. Today and tonight, we're looking at fairly calm winds, not getting much over 5 to 10 miles per hour for those winds. So nothing like we saw on Saturday with those very gusty winds. As far as our sky is concerned, partly cloudy tonight. You can see some activity in the valley coming up in your full forecast. I will walk you through our future tracks so you can see when that activity should make it to us. That's in just a bit. Lee, back to you.
Ben's Bethlehem Inn homeless shelter hopes to expand its facilities to Redmond. It would be the first permanent year-round shelter in Redmond. The Bethlehem Inn recently submitted a grant application to the Oregon Community Foundation through a program called Project Turnkey. The Oregon legislature has allocated $35 million for local governments and nonprofits to set up additional homeless shelters in the state.
We've talked to folks in Redmond, and they're really interested in getting a shelter because it's visible. The problem of homelessness is a challenge. We see people being displaced by COVID, losing their jobs.
The Bethlehem Inn provides emergency shelter in a clean and sober environment. It's been serving Central Oregon since 2001.